Hey, it's Ariel, your career coach. If you've recently graduated, or maybe you're feeling stuck between what you thought your career would look like and what it actually is, you're not alone. Perhaps you've been scrolling job boards, doubting every application, questioning if you're even qualified enough. Let's talk about that for a second, because what you're feeling, it's not failure, it's self-doubt, and you're in the middle of a transition. And transitions, they always come with a mix of confusion and growth. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through three major mindset shifts that can help you to move from self doubt to real self belief. So, whether you're a recent grad, changing careers, or just feeling a bit lost, we're going to get into the practical tools and a couple real examples too to help you move forward with clarity and confidence. Throughout the video, I'm also going to share a couple stories and give you space to reflect. So, grab a notebook if you like journaling and let's get into it. Let's talk about how self doubt can creep in during transitions. So, let's just name the problem. Self doubt doesn't just show up randomly. It usually creeps in when things feel uncertain, especially during career transitions, because you're leaving something familiar and you haven't quite yet arrived at what's next. So it's completely normal. For new grads, especially, this is a huge moment of transition. You've just spent 2, maybe 4+ years following a structured path of assignments and grades and schedules, and suddenly you're expected to figure out a career, find meaning, make money, and do this all while looking confident and polished on LinkedIn. That pressure definitely leads to some second guessing. You might be asking, do I have enough experience? What if I choose the wrong job? Everyone else seems to have this figured out. What am I doing wrong? Sound familiar? Many new grads I talk to who are at this career stage feel that pressure and stress, and it can become somewhat paralyzing. Then, you know what happens? Either you get stuck in inaction or you start stumbling around, hurriedly taking a bunch of actions, but not knowing if they're really getting you where you'd like to be going. So here's the truth. Self-doubt isn't a sign necessarily that you're not ready. It's often just a sign that you're stretching. You're growing into a new, bigger, better version of yourself. And that version needs some self-belief, not just a resume refresh. There's something I call the confidence clarity loop that I often chat about with my coachees. Confidence and clarity don't happen in a straight line. They form a loop. Let me explain. When you feel clear on what matters to you, you make bolder decisions. And when you take action from that place, you build up your confidence. So the more confident you feel, the clearer your direction becomes. That's the confidence clarity loop. But here's the kicker. Most people wait to feel confident before they take action, especially new grads. They wait for that perfect job description, that perfect introduction to that perfect employer, or that perfect plan. But the confidence doesn't show up at the start, and it doesn't show up when things are perfect. Put another way, sometimes action needs to come before motivation. Confidence often shows up as we are doing the thing, as we are taking action, and even small steps can count. For example, one client I had who was completely overwhelmed by the number of job alerts coming into her inbox from LinkedIn, and she was stuck in uncertainty and not applying for anything. My advice to her, turn off those notifications. That's right, turn them off, because the bombardment of information and options was not contributing to her clarity or to her confidence. Once she did that, she could breathe, she could take action, and she could go out and start finding the roles that really interested her and stop looking at the overwhelming mass of suggestions from the LinkedIn algo gods. So let's get technical. Here's the 3 shifts that can help you to build self-belief. There's 3 mindset shifts that you can start with today that will help you to build real grounded confidence in your next career move. Shift number 1 is reframe not enough into not yet. Most of the time when we say, I'm not ready or I'm not experienced enough, what we actually mean is I haven't done that yet. And not yet is quite different than never. So start catching your inner dialogue. Instead of I'm not qualified, say I'm learning the skills that I need to be qualified. This one mindset shift gives you space to grow without shame. I invite you to pause the video here and take a moment to write down one thing that you've been telling yourself you're not ready for, and then reframe it using the not yet language. And a quick pro tip is that this shift is really important for interviews too. If they ask you about a skill or technique or tool that you're unfamiliar with, say, I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet, but I'm confident I can learn it quickly. Shift 2 is focus on evidence, not emotion. So our self-doubt really thrives when we rely only on our feelings, but evidence can tell you a more empowering story. What have you already accomplished? What positive feedback have you received? What problems have you helped people to solve? This is where your experience and your strengths lie. And this is where coaching can actually really help. We can help you zoom out and connect the dots across those transferable experiences, even even ones that you might think don't count. A recent client of mine, for example, felt that they didn't have enough work experience to go after leadership roles. But when we went back through his life experience, we uncovered years of coaching sports and leading crisis situations and working within difficult environments. When we added these skills and experience to his resume, it gave a whole different level of confidence to his mindset and to his job applications. Ship number 3 is start before you're ready with support. This one is simple but powerful. Don't wait to feel ready. Start with what you already know and then build as you go with someone walking beside you. Coaching isn't just about advice giving, it's about accountability and clarity and support when you're stuck in your own head. My experience in positive psychology and my personalized coaching process really helps the younger professionals that I deal with to connect with their strengths, to clarify their value, and to take confident steps forward with accountability. Using the ideal work search method that I've created, together we explore what's an ideal career for you and then activate the job search plan to help you achieve it. Clients who work with me often land their ideal work 3 times faster than those in the job market without coaching support. Why? Because if you're experiencing inaction, confusion, or doubt and decision fatigue, having someone on your side can make a really big difference. Coaching isn't about just giving you the answers. It's about asking you the right questions so that you remember that you already have them inside you. A personalized coach will give you the structure, accountability, and the strategy to achieve what you want. But more than that, it gives you someone who sees your potential even when you've forgotten how to see it in yourself. I like to think that one of my superpowers as a coach is seeing the value in others and helping them put words to that value. If you've been in your head doubting your next steps or feeling like confidence is just something that other people must have and not you, you're not alone. You're not behind, and you're just stuck in a little bit of transition. That next step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be forward. So if you're ready to move ahead with some support, with some structure and some clarity, connect with me to find out more about the ideal work search method or just to explore what it might look like to have some support. Your next chapter doesn't have to start tomorrow, but it should start soon. Your next chapter doesn't start when you feel fearless. It starts when you find the courage to begin in spite of your fear.